In evaluation, we start with a propositional truth assignment and use that truth assignment to determine the truth value of compound sentences. Satisfaction is the opposite of evaluation. We begin with one or more compound sentences that we believe to be true and try to find a propositional truth assignment that satisfies those sentences. Recall the circuit example we saw earlier. In that example, we used evaluation to compute the output of the circuit for a given set of inputs. Using satisfaction, we go the other way, finding a set of inputs that would give us a particular output. If you're thinking that this is more complicated than evaluation, you're right. One way to do this is using a truth table for our language. Truth table for a propositional language is a table showing all of the possible truth assignments for the proposition constants in the language. Here we see a truth table for a propositional language with 3 proposition constants. Each column corresponds to an individual constant. Each row corresponds to a single truth assignment. For a language with n constants, there are clearly 2 to the n truth assignments. Here's an intuitively simple method of finding truth assignments using truth tables. First, we create a truth table for the proposition constants, and we add columns for each sentence in our set. We then evaluate each sentence for each of the rows of the truth table, and finally, any row that satisfies all the sentences in the set is a solution to the problem. Let's look at an example. Suppose we want to find a truth assignment that satisfies the sentences Q implies R, P implies Q and R, and not R. The first step is to form a truth table for our language and add columns for the sentences in our set, as shown here. Next, we evaluate the first sentence in our set, Q implies R, for each of the truth assignments in the table. Here we assign false to every row in which Q is true and R is false, and we assign true to the remaining rows. Next, we evaluate the sentence P implies Q and R for each row. Here we assign false to every row in which P is true and either Q or R is false. Finally, we assign false to every row that does not satisfy not R. That is, we assign false to every row in which R is true. When we're done, we notice that there's just one row in which all of our sentences are true, namely the truth assignment that makes all proposition constants false. Of course, the satisfaction procedure does not always terminate with a single truth assignment, as in this case. Sometimes there can be more than one. Sometimes there can be no truth assignments whatsoever. This exercise tests your understanding of satisfaction by asking you to select truth assignments that satisfy various propositional logic sentences.